Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Here we're going to be making the fights to make next for Sean O'Malley, Sean Strickland, and Nate Diaz. So yeah, let's get into it. This will depend on, I don't know how long this video will actually be. The first two will get by pretty fast, but I got a lot of people for the last one, so we'll see. So for our first fight to make, we have Sean Strickland coming off the loss to Alex Pereira. With a bad game plan and everything like that. He's looking to come off the loss and maybe get a win over a top 5 guy. So yeah, I bet you by the age you can probably tell who this is, but it is going to be Jared Cannonier, who did lose to Israel Adesanya. I think this would be a good way to try and get someone out of the top 5. You got two people coming off big losses of the two people fighting for the title now, defending and fighting for the title. I feel like this would be a good match to make. Get one person out of the top 5. Maybe not. They probably won't fall completely out of the top 5, but just get an idea where we're standing at the division. I also like the fight for Sean Strickland as I guess another fight I'd like for Sean Strickland is Derek Brunson. I think he's still got a fight or two left, like he said. That would be a good fight for him. I don't know what Derek Brunson's ranking is, but yeah, but I think this is the perfect fight to make. Yeah, Jared Cannonier with the power, just not the same skill level on the feet that I see Alex Pereira having. So yeah, I just think this is a really good fight to make it. To figure out who you got in the top 5. Maybe Sean Strickland can win another fight after this and maybe get another title shot, depending on who wins against Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. But yeah, that's what we got for that. And the next fight to make is for Sean O'Malley. After the weird events that happened against him versus Pedro Munoz, I don't think they'll do a rematch. I mean, they could, but I feel like that would just stall Sean O'Malley a little bit more. I think the UFC wants him to move on a little bit. I thought Sean O'Malley won the first and the second round. Like half the second round that was being graded obviously already, but it looks like I think Sean O'Malley will move on. I think he'll have a perfect opponent here. I think if he won against Pedro Munoz, he probably would have been able to get like a Jan fight, maybe get in there just to get to be able to get a title fight based off of fighting someone like Jan. But I think because of the disqualification, the no contest, I think this person would be perfect for Sean O'Malley is Rob Font, coming off the loss to, I believe, Chito Vera. Rob Font is really talented, but he has issues closing out rounds. Like against Chito Vera, he was outstriking him completely and then got knocked down a couple times at the end of each round. Did pretty well against Cody Garbrandt, but yeah, he's still a very good striker. He's getting up there in age, but I think Sean O'Malley can hang with them. He'll have like a slight reach advantage, but yeah, I think this would be a perfect fight for Sean O'Malley. Can probably piece him up quite a bit, inflict damage over the rounds, and maybe knock him down. Maybe look good during the fight, which would be nice for Sean O'Malley. But yeah, we'll move on. You could probably make this a main event, 5 rounds, or actually put him on a fight card, or a numbered card, opener fight like he likes to do. Don't make this fight main event. Same with the previous fight. Put Sean Strickland on a numbered card again, because I think a lot of people want to see him at a press conference. But yeah, just for those 2 fights, might as well put him on number cards. That'd be awesome. Maybe on the same card as Sean O'Malley and Sean Strickland. That would be very entertaining press conference. Maybe, I know Sean O'Malley wants to get back to work fast. Actually, I don't know about Strickland now, because I know he got knocked down in his last fight, and he probably has to have some time before he gets into another fight. I think we'll probably see Sean O'Malley fight sooner, because he said he wants to get back in there real quick. So yeah, probably expect Sean Strickland maybe like in November or December, or early 2023, and then Sean O'Malley probably September, and then maybe you could get him in December, or you can make him wait till it's December, or you could start him early 2023. I don't know. That's how I have it. But moving on to our last fight to make, it is Nate Diaz. As you can see, there are 8. Is there 8? There's 9 people here. I'll just go over each person that is here. I have no idea who's gonna be, so I'm just gonna go over who it is, and I'm gonna say what I think is the most likely scenario, which I have no idea about because nobody has any idea about it, except for maybe Nate Diaz in the UFC, and I don't even think that's how it is right now. But yeah, so the first person I have on here is Dustin Poirier. This was looking very likely a few months ago when they said, I think even January, they were saying they wanted to fight. They wanted to fight like early, late March or late February, late January. They said they wanted to fight. It was not happening. I don't even know what was going on back then. Was it UFC or Nate Diaz not wanting to do the fight? I'm sure Nate Diaz wanted to do the fight. But yeah, this fight never went through. I don't expect it to go through. Dustin Poirier then moved on to look at Colby Covington. He said no one wants to fight him, whatever, he can't find an opponent. Colby called him out, but Colby has a trial late August, so that takes him out till then. And then Dustin just like started a altercation at UFC 276 International Fight Week with Michael Chandler, which that's looking likely too. So Dustin Poirier is occupied in a different area now, so I don't think he is at all involved with Nate Diaz anymore. I mean, he could be in a quick fight real quick, but I don't think it's very not likely at all. I'd probably give it like a 25% chance at this point. Next fighter, I have Conor McGregor. I probably should put this in the descending order of popularity, but it is what it is. Conor McGregor, this would have been very likely if we didn't see that Nate Diaz wants to be done by the end of July or next month. But yeah, I think Conor McGregor is what the UFC wants. They probably like December or maybe early 2023. I could see this fight happening. Probably December, though. I think Conor can come back then. If you look at it in Nate Diaz's eyes, if he wins, he gets a bunch of star power to move over to boxing Jake Paul. Or Conor McGregor wins, he gets a fight off of Nate Diaz and can move up. They can probably justify a title shot off of that. But yeah, and you complete the trilogy, which I find crazy that this is in jeopardy at this point. But moving on, Kevin Holland. I believe after his last fight, he put his name in the box. He called out Nate Diaz. And yeah, I like this fight. I think Kevin Holland is very marketable. He has, I'm not going to say his superhero name, but I'll just say he called himself Black Man, saving people on the street, is in the news a lot. Has a very entertaining style, has a very entertaining personality. Yeah, I could see them putting him in there with Nate Diaz and boosting his popularity. And yeah, that'd be very beneficial for the UFC after that. But yeah, I think it would be a good matchup to have. Would it be better than these other matchups? I have no idea. Next fighter, Jorge Masvidal. Probably not likely going to happen. Some people want it. I don't get it. It seemed pretty one-sided in their BMF matchup. But Jorge Masvidal has a trial late August. He's going to be taken out of the discussion with Nate Diaz. I don't see it happening at all because of that. Nate Diaz wants something done quick. I don't think that's going to happen, but I still don't think it'll be Masvidal. I think Masvidal and Gilbert Burns is more likely than Nate Diaz, in my opinion. Next fighter, Khamzat Chimaev, which could be very, very likely to happen against Nate Diaz. It seems like if their UFC's card if Nate Diaz wants the fight done as soon as possible, it's Khamzat Chimaev. We haven't heard much of Khamzat Chimaev recently. I think their plan right now is either, I was thinking about this because now that Dustin Poirier might be out of the discussion for Colby, it could possibly be Colby versus Khamzat, but it could also be Khamzat versus Nate Diaz, like super quickly within the next couple months. But, you know, putting Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev in a 5-round main event, not main event, but probably co-main, might not be good for Khamzat. I mean, it was a very high-paced fight against Gilbert Burns, but is that like even the chance that it gets past like the 3rd round, he might not have a full fight camp at that point? Is that really something you want to risk? I don't think so. If this fight's going to be made, it's going to be made in weeks in advance. He probably won't be in the next couple months. I don't think Nate Diaz is going to fight in the next couple months. It'll probably be towards like December, but I think Khamzat's going to fight Colby. That makes a lot of sense. Make that a number 1 contender fight at this point, since they made a Bilal versus Sean Brady. But yeah, I don't know. I can see it happening if that's their like threat. Like, we can do it quick, but I mean, if Conor's not ready yet, we're gonna give you Chimaev. You want to fight Chimaev? He obviously doesn't want to fight Chimaev. Next, we have Tony Ferguson. Nate Diaz mentioned Tony Ferguson in the interview again with Ariel Helwani, if I can talk correctly. This would be a really fun fight to make, but Tony Ferguson is not like the same age he used to be. He's a lot older. This wouldn't really be beneficial to the UFC to put Tony Ferguson here. Maybe you put Tony Ferguson with a younger guy, like this similar situation. Nate Diaz is obviously not the same star power. But yeah, this would be a fun fight. Likely not going to happen because there's no benefit of the UFC to have it. Tony Ferguson could lose this fight, which they don't want. Yeah, it would be a fun fight to watch. I wouldn't mind it. Another name Nate Diaz mentioned in that interview was Vicente Luque. This fight would be very entertaining. I think Luque called him out like earlier in the year. Nothing happened from there. This would be a very entertaining fight. I don't know if, since Luque just lost to Bilal, it's looking like the top 5 is getting a little packed there. Some guys are going to fall down, especially with Shavkat and the Shavkat rising up. I think depends on if they sign Soldic or not. We could see him go through there really quickly. Like, there's a lot of guys coming up through welterweight. I think should be another one coming through. I just can't think of it on my brain right now. But yeah, there's some guys coming up through. Luque might fall down quite a bit, sadly. It's a very entertaining fight, but I don't know if that's what the UFC wants with Nate Diaz. They want a younger guy that's a lot more marketable than Vicente Luque. And just for the meme, we have Israel Adesanya. Nate Diaz versus Israel Adesanya. Maybe he can get an exciting fight out of Israel Adesanya, since Nate Diaz will probably just rush him, and Izzy would probably be very comfortable. But I don't know why I'm making this prediction, but it'd be a very fun lead up. It would be a very fun fight. Won't happen. And Francis Ngannou, since the last two are the only worthy fighters Nate Diaz said that should be able to fight him. Francis Ngannou versus Nate Diaz would probably end in about 20 seconds after an uppercut, and maybe Nate Diaz gets off his feet when he gets hit. But yeah, not be a fun fight. He was obviously joking. Last 2 fights are a joke. But these guys are perfectly capable of being put in there. The reason I didn't put Michael Chandler in there, I don't think he wants to fight Nate Diaz. It doesn't make sense. Not that he doesn't want to fight him, but it just doesn't make sense. I can see Chandler fighting a Conor or Dustin Poirier, or even Makhachev at this point. That would be a fun fight to go over. I'll just do it next week. I'll probably do it next week with I'll go over at the end, actually. So the fight that I came up with was Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. I think I would put Khamzat, but there's too many questions there. I don't know if Nate Diaz will accept that fight. He's been offered it. I don't think he accepted it the first time. He said Khamzat didn't accept it, but I'm not even sure about that at that point. This is the fight the UFC wants, and if that's the fight that they want, and their immediate thing is like, oh, you want Khamzat instead? This fight will probably happen maybe December. I would put my finger on December. The UFC probably needs Conor back before, like, at some point this year. Pay-per-view buys have not been doing too well. Probably because ESPN is probably charging $90 a pay-per-view. We're not going to get into that here, but if you include obviously the month-to-month and taxes and the $75 pay-per-view. But yeah, I think this is the fight they want. They'll probably get it. I think Kevin Holland could obviously be a person of interest here. That they get slide in at some point, but I think the trilogy is what they want. Dana wants it. Yeah, this is all I see at this point. For who would win this fight, I would probably put Conor here, same way he did in the second fight. I don't think he's gonna finish Nate Diaz, but they'll probably punch him around a little bit. Obviously, cardio will be an issue. Probably would get caught a couple times. I don't know how Conor's shin fares, but I think it's still pretty durable. But yeah, I'll probably take Conor in this fight, but it would probably be a really fun fight. Hopefully, maybe Conor pulls something out, like, I don't know, finishes but I call it early, but no. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. For next week, I'll probably do Yuri Prohashka and probably like Chandler Makhachev for rumors. And yeah, maybe a couple other fights if more news drops. But yeah, that's what I have. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.